Good evening, guys, and welcome along to Sportscast Northie Sports with Bradley Young. With me, we've got Lewis York, Newcastle United fan. Good evening, Lewis.
Jordy, bastard. Jordy, bastard.
Jordy,
Newcastle United fan.
Good evening, Lewis.
Jordy, bastard. Jordy, bastard.
And down below, we have Bez.
Ciao. Guess what, guys? This is not any podcast. This is the Derby Day podcast, where Sunderland, the best team in the Northeast, take on the third best Northeast team, Newcastle.
It's the Derby Day Showdown. That's what it is.
And guess what? It's not going to be any type of spectacular emotion, because guess what? By the end of this week, by the end of the weekend, we might see one team crying and one team not. We don't know who it will be.
Or it could be like not holding hands, but we could end in a draw.
Let's hope it's the team in the Jaffa Cakes what will be crying.
Oh, come on, man.
Jaffa Cakes everywhere you go. I was going to wear that at our ground so we could laugh at you.
To be fair,
Sponsored
it's actually their fucking football top for our game as well. It's actually their football top what we're wearing.
It's been confirmed already by Newcastle.
So you're wearing that Jaffa Cake top, right? Have you changed the sponsor to McVitie's Jaffa Cakes?
And we're not wearing our blue shorts. We're actually wearing the orange shorts as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's definitely Jaffa Cake. Blue socks and all. So you got like orange, middle orange layer. But anyways, aside from
that's what kit we're wearing.
You know, that definitely looks tragic. Mind you, again, we're coming into this weekend now, guys, where both teams have had a bit of a weekend before. And obviously we took the L against City. A bit of a disappointing game it was. Then Newcastle in Europe, you know, and also a lot of legs mileage. We see a lot of differences in the lineups. Got Newcastle with some doubts and Sunderland with a healthy squad.
Mm-hmm.
But you're missing one player to suspension.
Who
got sent off the weekend?
Luke O'Neill. He's a bench boy. He's a water bottle boy, man.
We don't need him. We don't need him.
They were hoping that Luke O'Neill plays, you know. But I'm glad he's not. I'm glad.
What's
guess what, right? I'm saying this now. We're only going to see one injury on that pitch and one player sent off. Now I'm going to call it now. Later on in that game, Bruno Guimaraes is going to be crying on the floor like a little bitch. When we take off Trey Hume, we put someone else on in his position and absolutely wallop his legs off.
Yeah,
it's going to be like another scenario where Julio Arca ended Shearer's career to go and end Bruno's.
Mm-hmm.
Calling it.
If Bruno does get injured, that's our season over.
Even better. Come on, guys. Bear in mind, in the table right now, there's only a small amount of points between us now, isn't there?
1 point.
1 point. Newcastle hitting good form finally. Nick Volta scoring goals. Then you got Sunderland. It's been banging goals in and also brilliant defending.
Yeah, brilliant.
There's something going on really well there.
Bournemouth went the player scored from the halfway line.
It wasn't halfway line, actually it was 36 yards out.
Pretty much the halfway line.
Yeah, but sorry, because you got a championship qualifying goalkeeper who got relegated twice.
You've got relegation, Ramsdale. You got relegation,
Ramsdale.
Yeah, you've got relegation, Ramsdale. How he got fucking taken? He's took his camera off. Oh,
but mind you, though, at the end of the day, you got praise Newcastle for what they came through. They've done well recently. But like I said before we went live, it's going to be 90 minutes of a different kind of football. This is not just any league meeting or anything like that. This is something so different. What we're going to see. It's a team of two fates of how the season's going to go. If Newcastle pull the win, that means they might start hitting a good form. They might climb the table. But ideally, Sunderland, who has been absolutely fantastic start of the season so far, again, to where they are from just last season, a great leap. Do Sunderland fans get carried away, Brad?
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
And obviously, did you watch Reggie's interview about the players and that was doing and that?
I did, even when I was out earlier
Bear in
on.
mind, what I heard was he says, when someone said about playing 5 at the back, he says pretty much we're versatile. He didn't say anything, so he's keeping his cards open for the game. So he still hasn't made his mind up yet what formation we're playing. And that makes it more confusion for Newcastle to get unpredictable.
Yeah.
To be fair, I watched our interview when I got back in, because I've been busy all morning and that. Mm-hmm. And our interview was only 2 minutes and 40 seconds long.
No.
But mind you, though, like I said, again, Sunderland's coming in, Brad. We've been pretty much shit hot this season so far. We've had a good dream start. Against teams like Man City, where you're going to struggle. Drawing against Liverpool, a team just been promoted against the reigning champions. Yeah. Even though they've been on a slump, that's still good for our calibre to mention. So a lot of the managers have said it's been hard to perform against Sunderland. Do you think that's something that we take in our stride?
Pretty much, yeah. To be honest, I can't really argue. To be honest, I think it is something what we take in our stride 100%. Yeah.
So obviously, with that going forward now, Brad, you're a Sunderland fan. You love the club. Do you think this game is a make or break now?
Yeah, 100% again.
So this is a decider game for this season?
Yeah.
Because after this, we've got a few players out at AFCON.
Well, you've got 7 players out. You've got like Ronaldo, you've got like sort of Siddiqui, you've got like sort of Talby. Obviously, Diarra could be going because apparently it's down to Senegal's thing still.
Senegal's released their sheet and he's not on that sheet yet. But he's got the reserve mention. He might go out as a reserve player, but they can't do that, so they've got to make their mind up before the end of this week. So they've got until next I think it's next Thursday. They've got until to confirm their team, so. But the question mark is, do we see Diarra on the bench this week against Newcastle? Would we see Diarra on the bench?
To be honest, if obviously, like what Reggie says, if obviously this may come down to Senegal, obviously if Senegal doesn't call them up for AFCON, I think this week will come too soon for him. I think he'll be on the bench against Brighton. That's closest, Brighton. I think. Yeah, Brighton, I think that's one. I think he'll be back with us next. Yeah. I think he'll be back for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with the team as well that we have to offer, we've got only 3 strikers against these, and obviously, with our lack of goals with the strikers recently, our strikers have lacked that courage up front. Do you think that could turn around against Newcastle?
To be honest, it's down to the strikers pretty much. It's down to obviously Wilson Isidore, how well he does, because obviously, to be honest, last month or two, I haven't really seen him perform much like I was expecting him to. Brian Brobby for me as well. I think he's been quite. He was being quite good as well. Last couple of games, obviously scoring against Liverpool, obviously scoring against not Liverpool, sorry. He scored against Arsenal, didn't he? In that 2-2 draw. And then he scored, I think it was, when else did he score? I'm trying to think where else he scored at. Was a club where he scored as well, Robbie. I'm trying to think when he scored.
He scored 2 goals. He scored... Plus, my head's gone now because I've been working all week. But mind you though, as you're thinking of that, I am going to go over to Lewis, right? Lewis, you're a Newcastle fan through and through. You're coming up against newly promoted Sunderland. What's your confidence like ahead of this weekend?
I don't feel confident.
You don't feel confident? How come?
Because obviously, well, it's hard to explain because I feel, to be fair, I feel 50-50.
You feel 50-50, so do you think that you could get a point at Seam of Lake?
To be fair, I would take a point right now.
You would take the point against Sunderland?
Yeah.
Obviously, with what you've had run of this week so far, you've had the Champions League, you have Premier League, you had midweek games even. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's covered a lot of mileage on the players to be tired out a bit?
That's what's
For the team of
causing.
light,
That's what's causing it. Because obviously, at the minute, we're scoring goals, and then we are conceding very late goals. What's the concern?
It's because obviously have you seen Sunderland recently, Lewis? Much?
I have watched a couple of games in that.
And have you noticed that Sunderland tend to step up in the second half quite often?
Yes.
And is that what you're a bit worried about then, when Sunderland sees them tiredness and start taking advantage?
One thing what really annoys Newcastle. Sorry to put in, but this one thing what really annoys Newcastle. We get a goal or get a couple of goals and then we sit back. Just go for it, for God's sake. You know what I mean?
Mind you, though, so Sunderland's a bit the same. We get one or two goals, then we get complacent. And sometimes that's where teams could take advantage. So, again, you come into the Steam of Light. What do you think the atmosphere is going to be like as a visitor then? Do you think...
It's going to be toxic. It's going to be...
Toxic?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because obviously both fans... You've been Newcastle fans on TalkSport. It's been Newcastle fans speaking openly, think that they are going to smash us at the Stadium of Light.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to outsing us and say that we're going to have empty seats?
No, it's not going to happen. I can even agree with that.
Who was saying on TalkSport that we're going to get smashed 5-0 or whatever it is? I think, to be honest, I think they're on some kind of God knows what.
But mind you though, like, as Sunderland fan ourselves, we are a little bit worried with Newcastle because Newcastle's been hitting good run, Lewis. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Voltema's scoring a few goals now. Getting settled in.
I think he is. 2 seconds. One of my friends just messaged me saying, "Why are you on this channel for?"
To tell him because he's, viewership. He's good controversy.
Yeah.
But so, right, Brad, going over to you while Lewis is busy talking to his mate. Okay, right, Brad. When our last record against Newcastle in the Premier League is 6 in a row.
Yeah.
So obviously, away from that, we got beat at the cup in our own ground when we had the fault with the Davidson being part of the directorship, giving the bar to the Newcastle fans and that. Do you think this is our redemption onto that now? Do you think this is the redemption time where we've got to deem ourselves back to that streak against Newcastle?
To be honest, I'm still across it as a 6 in a row because obviously I don't think the cup game counts pretty much as people say it does. Like, obviously, Geordie fans say that the cup game matters, but to be honest, our Sunderland fans...
Brad, you said something, right, on the thumbnail that our last derby game was 2016, wasn't it? It was the end of 2015-16 season. That's what it was. The end of 15-16 season. Do you remember 16? The score?
It was your first team against our 21s.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Was it? Didn't we draw 1-1 or something?
Yes, we drew 1-1, yeah. So also, that was the last match, and then we played against them in the Papa John's Cup with the under-21s. I don't know how that went. Then we played them again in the Carabao Cup, where Newcastle ended up winning on. So now we've had our own coaching conference speaking. We've actually got our own ambitions as well to outline. Apparently, we are targeting a cup run with the FA Cup and our first games against Everton. So, do you think that we have a chance of a cup run alongside Newcastle, maybe? Trying to be a final at Wembley?
Again, it just depends on how Reggie actually starts, what team he starts. Obviously, we need to look at what team he's going to start. Obviously, Everton, you've got at their ground. I think it's the King Dickinson Stadium or something like that. The new ground what's being built. It depends on...
The Bradley Dog Stadium.
Yeah, so pretty much Everton's got the home advantage as well, so you've got to look at that. And obviously, who knows? It all depends on what team turns up on the day. Whoever's putting comments in like that, can you please stop? What was I going to say? We'll definitely win 8-0.
Right. Okay, now going back to this now, okay? Because I want the controversy. I want to see some sort of argument tonight by the end of this. Because that's what I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, Bradley knows I'm not really in the mood to argue really tonight.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because I just tell you, the reason is because I'm not that well.
All right, fair enough. So obviously, Sunderland's coming out with a full healthy squad. You might be missing Jolinton. Is that one key player gone that you really think could make that impact?
No, Miley's better. Miley's better. Lewis Miley is better.
Who's Lewis Miley? You keep talking about him. I've never heard of him. Is he related to Miley Cyrus?
Nah, he's the younger brother of Jamie and the older brother of Mason Miley.
All right.
Sunderland 0, Newcastle 7.
Come on.
Mad. When's to talk about Mason Greenwood tonight, dudes? We're not talking about Mason Greenwood tonight.
We're not talking about Mason Greenwood.
No.
Because Mason Greenwood, our vibe, like, hand on heart, we're not talking about any other team apart from the Derby Day special.
This is massive. This is massive. Huge.
Yeah, but the one thing what really annoyed me when I was watching the Derby in the FA Cup, basically, we were both in our home tops. I know that's traditionally you wear your home tops against your rivals, but you couldn't really tell the difference on TV.
You couldn't.
You go, come on, man. Like, surely, whoever thought of that idea, how stupid can they get?
You can tell by the shorts, but again, red and black, there's a difference. You can see it. If you see it's player wearing red, white, you know it's a Sunderland player. If you see someone in black and shite, that's Newcastle.
But if you're watching on TV, they look identical.
John's the stripes is different. The stripes is different.
No, Brady can agree. How crap was it on TV?
To be honest, Lewis, I can actually disagree with you because I actually thought I understood what the shirt strips were like. I
couldn't tell the difference. Some people, even some of my fans, saying you couldn't tell the difference.
Mind you, though, I'm saying it's now back in that 6 in a row subject, right? That 6 in a row subject is always been red and white versus black and white. It's always been like that. So, what you are doing actually, you are breaking the tradition of deciding we had time derby.
No, you're
scared. It's rattled you. It's rattled you.
In the past, you were wearing your yellow kit one time against us.
Pretty much. We're not 6 games unbeaten. It's 6 in a row. We're 9 games unbeaten. We've drawn 3 times as well against them, and won
9 games unbeaten, but 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, 9 games unbeaten for Sunderland against Newcastle. Lewis, is that record, make any impact on this game coming up then?
Not really. Not really.
Do you not think the players from both sides, guys, understand the tradition of what today's game is? Well, game.
Well, I mean, a couple of players that know.
For me, obviously, Granit Xhaka and stuff like that, he knows how important this game is. Obviously, he's played derbies before. Obviously, he's played for Arsenal versus Tottenham before, like he said before in his interviews. And obviously, I've seen that on his Facebook earlier on, what came up earlier, what Granit Xhaka said from a report. And he says, this derby's the biggest derby I've ever played in. So this could be interesting one for him.
It is what it's. I don't care.
Is that not worrying for? Is that not worrying for Sunderland, Brad? Thinking like someone like Granit Xhaka, who's our leader, who again, card problems with the other cards. In this game, he could possibly lose his cool against Newcastle. Is that not a worry for our club?
It is in one circumstance, it is a worry. But
because we do have games after Newcastle, we've got to be really careful with. It's putting the Sunderland fans going into this game with a slight aggression about it and getting the players being aggressive and fouling. That's the last thing we want.
Yeah, the last thing we want is sending off.
That's what I mean. It's like there'd be obviously we're talking about using obviously Xhaka.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka.
But obviously, there'll be 2 players, obviously, for Newcastle who know what this means as well. Dan Burn and obviously Lewis Miley. Both being Newcastle fans through and through. They know what this means.
But it's not just that when you think about it, because you got Sunderland players who now understand, because, Brad, we've seen what they've done behind the scenes. They've done that talent or even the new taking to make out Newcastle then. The Sunderland players have no Siddiqui and Wilson needs to know. And they've even said FTM a few times. Isado's done it plenty of times. Do you not think that's worrying in case of players are young, they do something daft and might do a stupid mistake, which might cost?
I could, as we've been saying in the back, before we even went on, we can all agree there's going to be a couple of red cards in this game. It's
That's right. I don't think it's going to be a Sunderland player getting booked. I really don't. Because do you know who the roughest player on that pitch is at the moment?
It's Bruno.
And the thing is, like, Bruno gets away with it a lot. But this weird and time derby he's not going to get away with it. Not when you got Shaka, who's got a refereeing degree and coaching degree, and he knows the referee who's refereeing this game. So the referee is actually an Arsenal fan.
But I know that, but this what I always argue. That's why I said, I know you can't do this all the time. You can't get a neutral referee because some referees lie what clubs to support. We all know that.
He actually does support Arsenal as well. Just
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going, like, if Shaka does a challenge on a Newcastle player, the referee says, "Oh, you support Arsenal, I'm going to let you away with it." You can't do it.
I know. But mind you, though, how many times have you getting away with that in the past? There was I remember there was a cup game when Gordon and Hume was going at it. They're not going like Gordon could have been booked that game. He could have done.
You should have
But so could have Hume. And that's why I'm worried about Hume playing this weekend. Hume is a guy who does tough challenges. Would you see Bruno going to attack him? Do you see a big fight happening? That's what I'm worried about. And Brad, we've had that saying till the end. And since then, we've become a bit more of a fighting, passionate club. And the last thing we want is our team to get any more disciplinary warnings after the Bournemouth game.
Obviously, from last weekend's disaster as well, obviously, Lukonine getting sent off after coming on for like 4.5 minutes for disciplinary for a red card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what else to say really. Just I hope whatever team goes for it and wins it for the team. I just hope it's Sunderland.
I hope it's Newcastle.
Oh, here we go. Bit of arguing going on here. Yeah, well, I just hope it's Sunderland.
I know, but that's just like, even though we support different clubs, we're all, at the end of the day, we're all friends. It makes no difference what team.
Away from the derby and away from everything else, I see friendships. I do, but away from this now, I don't see friendships. I see, I see as on this now. I see you as a guest and I see you as a person. I get your opinion, yeah. But if it's in a derby game, if you and me, I'm not listening to you. You're talking shit.
I think
you know what I mean. That's what it's like.
It's like me and Lee versus Lewis, our rival. That's what it's like. Pretty much rival.
Again, we hear you out now. But by Sunday, we won't hear you out.
No.
If we lost, I won't be able to keep my cool on the reaction video. I really wouldn't.
Chief, like, if you do like a reaction and that about the game, I see how I feel. Obviously, with me voice and that.
I'll be on a Monday. We'll probably be on what day? Monday. We'll probably be on Monday.
I'll have to let you know about that, Brad, because again, with the reaction video, I do have a big schedule for that. Yeah. And so I'll have to let you know about that.
But I guess we could do a pre-record one.
We could.
Yeah, exactly.
It all depends on Lee's schedule about pre-recording, but we could.
Yeah. Obviously, happy to do that as well. But again, guys, we're coming up to 23-minute mark. We've had some viewership. We're ready. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost a penny.
Doesn't cost a single fucking penny.
Right. I'm going to change the subject a bit onto Newcastle's coaching problems at the moment. Eddie Howe in, Eddie Howe out. Eddie Howe in, Eddie Howe out. Lewis, what's this hokey-cokey stuff with your manager?
I understand why some fans want Eddie Howe out. But I also understand why fans want to keep him as well.
So what are you right now? Are you Eddie Howe in or Eddie Howe out?
Eddie Howe in.
So you say what you've done and appreciate what he's done so far, yeah?
Yeah.
So if he's finished below 10th position this season, would you still keep him?
Can I have a spanner in the works for this one?
Yeah.
I'll be happy finishing 10th, but win the Carabao Cup again.
I don't see that happening.
Nah,
but-
I say a City winning this one this time.
But
City's winning the Carabao and Arsenal's winning the Prem.
Yeah,
if Newcastle can win the Carabao Cup again,
that's not going to happen. You can do it.
but you never know. Like, but that's what I'm saying. I'll be quite happy if we did that. But obviously, if we finish 10th and win the Carabao Cup, we have to do qualifying rounds to get to the Conference League.
The thing is, besides away from that right now, instead of speaking going ahead, like I'm going to have a quick look at the comments to see what people's putting in the comments while we're here. And people saying Eddie Owen, can we get Liam McGrady to replace Fez? Adam Great, no, because I don't talk about Metro games.
No.
Reese Persian, thank you.
I'll be back in 2
Red
seconds.
actually said red card all over. Red cards all over. Obviously, bye lads, come on Newcastle. Stuff like that. Daft. And we from that, we're obviously, what's the best lineup do you think that we can put out, Brad, against Newcastle? What players would you rather stay in? And who would you take out?
For me, don't play
Actually,
back
Scott,
five.
a question. Who do you think might be the standout player against Newcastle for Sunderland?
Xhaka 100%.
I do agree.
Xhaka and Siddiqui. 100%.
I'm going to say this now, right? It's not going to be Shaka. I think Siddiqui's going to be that key player. And possibly Dan Ballard.
Ballard, yeah. Obviously the one who scored the own goal the last time in the cup, but who knows?
And give away the penalty.
But Lewis, these players now have proved themselves right. They can go on and try.
Dan Ballard has stepped up a lot.
He has.
He has this season. Bear in mind, everyone has their faulty games compared to last Man City game where he was part of that deflection off that goal where Roofs couldn't get it. But again, Dan Ballard has been one unit. He managed to keep Isak quiet with Liverpool. He managed to keep other Liverpool players quiet that game.
See, we don't talk about that person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Isak.
yeah, we don't talk about him.
What was that? What was mentioned earlier on about Isak again? Yeah, from that guy as a comedian. Yeah, you know that's a comedian about Alexander Isak.
Yes, his heart stopped working. He had open heart surgery, and his heart doesn't work like Alexander Isak.
His heart stopped working during the summer, exactly like Alexander Isak.
Yeah,
you know, right? That joke was quite good, but also quite shit. That hit.
Brad, are you from Gateshead?
Don't mention it, Bradley, on here, by the way.
I'm not going to mention that. Isak out.
What do you
It's also not going to lie. As a Sunderland fan, Isak was probably one of your biggest mistakes doing that.
Yeah.
Because again, the reason why I did leave it was the factor of give me more money or I'm going to leave to Liverpool. You still didn't meet the requirements, and you just got that money, and it wasn't going to affect PSV. You upgraded his contract. So,
to be fair, like we did try to talk to him, but he didn't want to know.
Do you think Isak should have went to somewhere better than Liverpool? Or somewhere?
Yeah, he should.
I thought he would have fit in more better with Arsenal.
I guess. Oops, sorry. If we could have did anything, I would have said, Isaac, you're not playing for another Premier League club.
Mind you, though, seeing this now, of all the teams who's generally interested in Isak, Arsenal and Isak would have been a perfect match.
Would have, 100%. Yeah.
100%, because I think you would have done better than Gyökeres this season for Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's just one of those annoying things. Letting Isaac go, that was a bit of a kick for us, really.
Mind you, though, you're filled in well with Nick Voltemir so far, which, again, I just should go Barca or Dortmund. Dortmund, I agree with, but not Barca.
Yeah,
Dortmund pretty much is obviously known for the young homegrown players, like Bellingham and stuff.
Not really homegrown players. They go for young players from around the world. It's similar to Sunderland, pretty much.
Yeah. Young talent, as well.
Mind you, Brad, talking about Sunderland, right? There's been a transfer update recently, and I don't know if you've seen. Paul Turner told me to mention it.
I heard.
Paul's not on tonight because Paul's out.
Yeah.
Noah Siddiqui is getting interest from Manchester United.
Yeah.
Manchester United looking at 50 to 70 million pounds to spend on him. Do we say no?
Well, pretty much like
He's only had the first few months. He's only had the first half of the season. Can't be letting someone go that quickly.
Like we said in the press conference this afternoon, I think it was Reggie Sue said in the press conference. He says it's actually a good thing, obviously, that young players like Siddiqui are obviously attracting from other clubs, obviously in the Premier League, and obviously they can tell how good a quality he is. He's a good quality player. He is. No one can agree. No one can agree with that.
100%. And obviously, like Lewis, and this is the type of players that he's be coming up against young upcoming talents in the Premier League. We've got Robin Roos, who's been absolutely top tier. He's been ranked in the top 3% of our goalkeepers this season in the Premiership, alongside David Raya and also was Donnarumma from Man City.
Donnarumma, yeah.
Is that a bit of a thing for you then? Do you not see that as a threat then for goal threats? Do you think you might struggle against Roos?
It's hard to say it, but I think it's going to be a struggle.
So, with the Newcastle fan right now, how would you adapt your team to play against Sunderland?
Just shoot from outside the box.
You reckon it's as easy as that? With 5 defenders possibly in the way?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Guess we're doing again. We're going back to Steve Bruce ball and that, and we're trying to walk it into the box again.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do shots from outside the target.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. I have my lineup. Right. Okay. Let's see what your lineup is for this game.
Yeah. Right. Okay. This is Kraft actually for Newcastle, by the way, guys. So he's been very pro Newcastle. So Newcastle fan, I want to see his lineup. Guys, if you're in the comments, guys, let us know your lineups, okay? We're not going to criticize. We're not going to say anything negative. Just get your opinion across, and we're going to absolutely come back and take the piss out of you in the match.
Lineup and obviously score predictions as well. That'll be later on in the show, though.
Yeah, we will do ours later on in the show. But obviously, right now, Brad, we have a very unreplaceable squad. We really do. And obviously, Ronaldo might be playing this weekend. He hasn't mentioned anything about Ronaldo.
Here we go. Right. So before I mention about Ronaldo, so Ramsdale, Tino, Livramento, Fabian Shaw, Malik Chow, Hall, Bruno, Tonali, Miley, Barnes, Wissa, Elanga. Ooh.
Mind you, that's what I'm going to mention about, right? He's mentioned about playing Johan Wissa. Is that would be his first game, won't it, against Sunderland?
Will be, yeah.
The last home game we had, he had about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm on about actually starting the game. That's what we're about.
And on Wednesday, he came on with 2 minutes to go.
So would you try and start then against Sunderland then, playing the guy who's just come from injury?
I wouldn't start him. I would still start Big Nick.
To be honest, Tonali as well. Apparently, he's out as well. Obviously, with illness. Apparently,
yes, Tonali's been ill this week. Is that something which might affect your team's lineup then and all that? Obviously, you might be missing Tonali. Midfield B.
I'll just do my lineup now.
Go on.
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll just do it now.
Right, so I'll do it.
Like Ramsdale, Tino, Shaw, Malik Chow, Lewis Hall. I start Lewis Hall.
You'll put Hall in like cropped access, as said. So.
Miley, Bruno, and Tonali. I'll start Tonali. Gordon, obviously play Gordon, Nick, and Elanga.
So, right, wow. I'm going to question this, right? Okay, so you got that lineup then, yeah? So, with Tonali might not be playing, who played in Tonali's position then?
It might be...
It won't be Jordan. Will it not be Jacob Ramsey?
Yep, Jacob Ramsey, yeah.
And then another good player for Newcastle. Can't sleep with him, Brad. But we speak about Newcastle's lineup, right? So that's like a 4-3-3, isn't it?
Yeah, 4-3-3 formation.
So, Brad, what formation would you play against Newcastle then? If you're a Sunderland's manager?
If, obviously, I was Reggie Scabrice, I would play 5-4-1.
That's what, to be fair, that's what FODMOP's got at the minute, by the way.
Well, for us?
Yeah, 5-4-1.
Yeah, well, that's the formation I would play. I would play a back five. Obviously, like, against City, obviously, it didn't go to plan. But I think against a team like Newcastle, I think it will go to plan. Obviously...
I don't want to be too defensive against Newcastle. I really don't, Brad. I want us to be a bit more attacking against these. So, like, the 4-2-3-1.
I think start 5-4-1 first half, and if we can cope with it, try and go out second half as a 4-2-3-1. Try and do a 4-3-3.
And then like what I've been doing for the past few games, and then go back to that back five once to get the first like 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah, get back to that back. Yeah, do a back four for the start. If we get 1-2-0 up, then get back five and get behind everything. Get behind.
Right, I don't know if you much heard of Reggie saying. They said about how would he line up. He says they are pretty much in the sum up the complex, so they can adapt different positions. Yeah,
back five is so defensive. I think you would do it if 3 at the back. 3-5-2.
Mind you, though, all I'm saying, right? Okay, away from that comment. If we start off the 5-4-1, transition into the 4-2-3-1, then go back to the back five near the end.
Aye.
If we're 1-0 up or 2-0 up, but again. We need to be more tactical, Brad. We really do.
100%. We need to be more.
We need to get Talby on that wing, starting the game. We need to get Enzo behind the striker where he plays better. And on the other side wing, probably someone like I don't know.
I think Diarra, because obviously he can run back and get it. He's quite good at running tracking back.
Well, he done it the last game, didn't he? Where he played.
He did, yeah. And
then you got the Shackers and the Siddiquis, and then you got our back four. I would happily put him on the bench.
We've been so poor final 10 minutes. You should start slow and attack in final 20 minutes.
No, because we can't attack in final 20. It takes us like nearly 40 minutes to get a goal.
Takes us ages to wake up, man. Half of the time.
It's not that to start off well. Always do.
Always start off brilliant.
And the thing is, right, what Newcastle and Sunderland have in common, I don't know if you, Brad, or Lewis noticed, we love playing on possession. Both sides.
Yeah.
But how is 2 possessional sides going to win a game?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's going to break that chance? See, like, I always thought, right, if we were playing Newcastle, I would like a 4-4-2.
Well, that's what Isidore. That's what Reggie's was. That's what someone was asking Reggie's to on Facebook. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. That someone was hasn't asked him, but I think he recommends that Reggie plays 4-4-2 and start.
Because if you think about the complex of the 2 strikers, you got Bobby who can hold the ball up, but not just that. You got to have that someone to pull someone forward to draw that attraction there. So that means then you have Wilson who could do them runs from them long balls by the goalkeeper.
Exactly. Our defence to switch off. Look at our last 2 games: Spurs, Leverkusen, and Arsenal. Was that as well goals? Yeah. It was.
Also, as well, I've got to say, so Newcastle do have potential to turn up when they want to. Yeah, at the end of the game, they can. But sometimes Newcastle leave it a little bit too late.
Yeah.
But when we've been speaking about our team, Brad, again, what our danger threat is when we have that, when we're playing very defensive, if we have Isidore on that halfway line and we play that long ball, we need to get Isidore onto that ball more often on them runs. Would Ramsdale be able to be that goalkeeper to stop Wilson on them races?
No. Don't think so.
No chance.
Definitely not. 100% not.
Lewis, what do you think about the fast ball Sunderland then? Do you think fast ball Sunderland might destroy his bit of mileage?
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle because if you...
Well, Lewis says, can we stop at 9 p.m.? Why is that? What's up? What's happening at 9 p.m.?
Because my favourite show starts at 9 o'clock on Channel 4.
Right. I'm not trying my hardest. I'll try my hardest to finish for 9, but I won't. I can't promise that. I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Say a quarter past.
Right, I'm going to say Kraft Axis MC you just said there. It's going to be like a World Cup final for us, Sunderland, yeah?
I agree.
It's not.
Oh,
it's not.
Oh, no, that's fine. The last leg's on. Actually, the last leg starts later tonight anyway.
Don't know who you are.
No, sorry, I don't know who you are.
We're good.
To be fair, I just checked. My show starts at 11:15 tonight anyway. It's fine.
So it's fine. So not 9 o'clock. So we've got to lose until the end anyway.
To be fair, it is normally 9 o'clock, by the way.
we'll start at about 9:15, something like that. We'll
yeah. But we're going to.
If me voice can last that long.
Right. The biggest question is right now, okay? Right? Sunderland and Newcastle are these ongoing battles of not just football, but town and city rivalry in general. The airport battle. Sunderland won that in the summer. We got the weird tiny derbies, derby 6 in a row. Sunderland's won that. But the one thing that no one's mentioned about is the ownership of stadium rights. We were speaking about that before we went on. And as it currently stands right now, Sunderland has a shareholder of their stadium with their council, whilst Newcastle United St James's Park is currently fully owned by the council.
Fully owned by the council.
And Newcastle have been speculated of having this nice big dream stadium and that, but they currently got the swamp. Lewis, how does that feel? How does that feel just having that, you know?
To be fair, as I said in the background, and the council don't even charge us rent for the stadium anyway.
That's shocking.
I don't.
Mind you, though, I'm saying this now. Once you move out of that stadium, you still get a new stadium. They will bill you. They could.
To be fair, but to be fair, if we build ourselves, it's going to bring quite a lot of money into the city.
Do you think it'll bring quite a lot of revenue to the fans as well?
Yeah, because if we do, because this I have heard about as well. If we did build a brand new stadium, it'd be a multi-purpose stadium.
A bit like Sunderland's. A bit like Sunderland's stadium is multi-purpose.
And Spurs and like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the being a bit like Real Madrid Stadium and that.
Right, I'm gonna mention this, Lewis. You said about having a Tottenham Stadium, yeah, for multi-purpose, yeah. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'm not gonna lie, I'll agree with that. But do you not think Sunderland's got a multi-purpose stadium then?
Well,
we do as well because we have concerts at St.
Yeah,
James
exactly.
as well.
That's what I mean. You don't need to have a new stadium to be multi-purpose stadium.
No, but I think what we might do is like what Spurs, like what have Real Madrid have done.
Yeah.
And Spurs, like obviously underneath the pitch.
You'll never compare to the Bernabeu and Wembley and all that. You never will.
Think this would my idea is, but this might be being just delusional and that. But like, what have Spurs done underneath the football pitch that have the artificial pitch for NFL?
Yeah.
Just have that. And then if we have concerts and that, then we can put wooden floorboards on the floor, and then we don't wreck the pitch itself.
Yeah.
And have a roof that can close.
Does that sounds all good? But the main focus of St. James's plan was ideally to get more seats.
Yeah,
Lewis, from the past few games I've seen more empty seats in your ground than anything else. So do you think that's the right idea to expand your stadium right now as it stands? Or do you not need to think of...
Can I explain the situation why?
Wow,
there's been empty seats? Because there's been about over 1,000 people who got their season tickets took off them.
Why is it not being open? Why is a new window not being open for new people to get them?
We're not doing that because we're doing basically we're doing that, we're just basically giving them tickets per game now.
Mind you, I'm saying this now though, even regardless with that, even if you're giving tickets out per out, right? How come is it still empty seats when you're playing like Champions League games at homes and stuff like that? You've still got bare seats. Your total attendance of your stadium is what, 50,000? You're only pulling off 48, 49,000 sometimes.
Well, can you actually get tickets? So, Lewis, can you actually get tickets on general sale individually? Is that what you're trying to say? Individual games?
Yeah, they can. They've got quite a lot.
To be fair, I'm lucky in that. I'm seeing the total for Newcastle. And I put my name in for everything for the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League game, and that. And obviously, and when we get the home games and that, the money just automatically goes out the account.
Right. After the stream, obviously, I'll tell you something, all right, after the stream.
But that's like...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like... Because I might get to... Hang on. We had like 8, we get like 4... No, we get 3, whatever. At the max, we get 3 or 4 Champions League games at home.
Yeah.
We get 19... No, yeah. We get 19 home games in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
And then we might get a couple of FA Cup and Carabao Cup games at home. We're looking at the max. First, we're looking at about 50 home games a season.
Poor.
But but away from that, right? You're saying about how many games you're getting out of it at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a good track. But honestly, on a cold, rainy night in Newcastle, how many people do you think actually shows up to your great games?
Group games.
No, in general, like in a cold winter night, how many fans is actually going to St James's? Because I've seen it.
About 40,000.
About 49,000.
Yeah, they're averaging 41,000 to 43,000 on a cold day. Newcastle, less than Sunderland. That's including the away fans. Wow. Do you think that your fans need to get a bit more passion again?
Yeah, hang on. Well, I find out. Hang on. Because nobody tells me the attendance in the programs as well.
It's because you do have big turnouts, but you're not being drawn out the big sellouts, really.
Oh, yeah. Well, when we played Athletic Cup Bilbao, we had 51,923.
So that's big game for Champions League. Yeah. Do you think your fans are more attracted to the Champions League in big games more than mine?
You know, when we had Fulham in October at home, we had 52,152.
So then there are 52,000.
Pretty much, it is a full house because there's a section what's blocked off from away from the home fans.
But I've always said this, right? When you're a football team and your away fans are up in the gods, that lower bowl should be all sold out, and it's not. They count the seats. How many people actually do you think showing up to the games?
But it's the thing.
Because ticket. I'm going to let you in the first secret now. So it's a common trick what every game does to say the common attendance. They count the season card holders who don't show up.
Yeah, they do that. Probably even Sun does that as well.
Probably do.
But you know what, right? I'm not going to lie, we have had a big sellouts and we have seen it on TV. I think everyone has, where you see our fans looking quite tightly squeezed together. And the fact is now, is like we're getting the 40,000 mark. But, you know, if they counted the season ticket holders who haven't showed up, like Brad at times, not showing up to games,
Eesh.
we could probably still average about 40,000. Still.
We probably do the same thing as well.
Yeah. But again, this is what makes it North East football so different compared to the London derbies and all that. Everyone knows this is the biggest, the closest rivalry in the top flight football.
It is.
Apart from Atletico Madrid and, you know, Real Madrid and Everton and Liverpool, this is the closest derby. It's less than 15-mile difference.
Like your Wednesday United got tiny. That's fucking terrible. It's tiny.
But like even their derbies is quite close to each other. But like, what is now, guys? I'm going to mention this, right? Do you think derby days in modern football these days has been like what it's normally been like?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because we haven't had one in the Premier League.
No, but in general, any team. Also, Tottenham, Man City, Man U, Man City, Liverpool, Man U, Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that these are still looking like rivals, or do you think they look a lot more friendlier with each other? Because in rivalry games, you see challenges, you see fouls. At one point, I was listening to one thing, was Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane who were talking about the derby day, said on the Manchester United and Arsenal derby, they hated each other, they never shook hands. They never done anything after or before the game.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think for 1 second now that derby matches is completely different to what I was like back in the old days?
It's completely different now.
I don't like it. I like the tension. I like the tension where you go, oh fucking hell, you know it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Like even when they read the teams out, the crowd boo. That's what.
Mm-hmm. But like that's nothing like, because even the chants and all that is our friendly chants. You gotta be careful what you say now these days. But like, you look at back to the old days. You Sunderland and Newcastle derby back in the early 2090s, even people used to be crowding right near the front and people chanting and singing and tension. It wasn't the fact it was the boos. You got the fouls. It was the fouls, the challenges, the aggression in the match. You don't get that these days. You don't. You don't see the whole rivalry, what it was about. You really don't. You see people, Sunderland Newcastle fans, walking down the street together, going to a game, pat each other back, I'll see you after me, we're meeting Cheers for a drink, or somewhere neutral. Mm-hmm. None of that. None of that. I like to say modern day football has gone soft.
Yeah.
You think modern day derby matches has gone soft, guys?
Wait for this derby to happen.
Well, I hope to God this is like an old-fashioned derby. I really do.
To be fair, as we're talking and it's getting closer to the game, there's swing in the air already, isn't there?
Well, between the fans, there is, yes. Because someone's got expectations, Newcastle's got theirs, and it's going to be that clash.
Yeah.
I've got my expectation for Sunderland against Steelers. I really do. And I'll be speaking about that later as we get on.
Yeah.
But when you think about Newcastle this, Newcastle that, these have been publicised for 8 years while we've been out in the Prem as the only North East team in the Premier League. And you've been getting a lot of good attention stick. And now Sunderland's getting it. Newcastle fans have been so bitter and sour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm being one of those fans who just goes like, whatever, just get on with it.
But it's not just that. It's like some of the YouTubers that you have has made it even sound worse ways. Some of the podcasters who speak about Newcastle. Heck, there was one on Sky Sports the other day where someone was on with Carragher and them. And they said, the Newcastle, this is a streamer, whoever he was, I have no clue who he was, said, Newcastle win, hands down. It's Sunderland, man. It's Sunderland. Honest to God.
Why would Newcastle fans even be bitter about Sunderland?
Because we had a flying start.
Yeah. To be fair, Hughes have had a cracking start of this season.
Honest to God, right? When you think about Premiership side now, who's already got 20-odd points, it's coming up December. And you see the survival points, like, it's 40 points. Like, we are well and truly, if we remain on course, we could get that. It's the same as Newcastle, but Newcastle, just think how much points is between us is only 1 point. But think how many points are far away from the bottom of the table you are. You're only 5.
Yeah.
We're 6. To 16th and 15th.
Yeah.
In 17th. No team in the North East will slip, and I think this is what the Premier League's been missing for ages.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it is, a start. So if
okay. I'm just reading this out now, but exactly what I start is a bit about you. I'm going to start what I use about us playing Champions League football. Regardless of where you play, what competition you play, is how you perform currently and now. I'm saying this now bluntly as it is. This is what I said about arrogant Newcastle fans saying stuff like this. Oh, we're in Champions League, you used to just give from the Championship, man. Aside from that, look who's had the better start. Look who's playing better. There's nothing about where you are. It's not about what competition you're in.
Yeah.
It's regardless of who you're playing against. Because you cannot say now that we've had an easy start. We've had Liverpool City and Arsenal and held our own.
We've been poor this season and only 1 point behind you.
Yeah,
not gonna lie, we've just started dropping off. And And Brad can admit that we have. That was
We
shadow
have.
of a doubt.
Yeah, we have.
But it doesn't mean that Sunderland City got the foot off the pedal. Just I think that years are gloating about the team which has got already proven players in. We've got players that no one's heard of, and we're doing it. So that's where you got to think about how we perform. Your manager's so predictable. We've got a manager who's unpredictable. So, like, that's what I'm going to ask Lewis now, right? Eddie Howe's tactics now, is that been going well for you so far this season? No. What is ideally your tactic you would describe it as then for Newcastle?
Bruce Ball.
Bruce Ball.
Yes.
So what's Bruce Ball then? Try to walk ball in the box and that?
Basically, walk the ball and try and walk the ball into the box, get a couple of goals, and sit back.
That's all it is, pretty much.
Pretty
Go back
much.
to that normal. Go back to normality, pretty much.
This is how normal it is this season.
Just not going to lie, right? Right now, when you say about your tactics for trying to get ball in the box now, mind you though, you've had some good chances outside the box where you've had some good shots. There's some good goals by Bruno Guimaraes even.
Yeah.
And that's where Sunderland have looked at that now. They went, yeah, but Sunderland is a team that does very good research.
Yeah.
And obviously yourselves have done research. Right, Lewis, apart from Shaka, which players are you worried about at Sunderland then? Coming against you?
Quite a lot, and I can't remember the names.
But quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few. If you can name one person, who do you think is going to be that biggest threat against you then?
Shaka.
You generally think Shaka?
Yeah.
Because I think Brad's going to admit with me what I just said. I've been very critical of Shaka the past few lives of his risk taken. I think he's a very composed head.
I agree with you. Totally.
But I just do not think that he's that risk taker than what we needed him to be. But if he does this against Newcastle, where he scores a screamer from 40 yards out, like what he done when he was at Arsenal, when he was at Leverkusen, and that was some good goals, then I can start saying, well done, Shaka. But for now, the person who I'm looking at, Brad, who might be our danger man against you, is Wilson Isidore. Because again, Newcastle defence can sleep very well. They sleep very off. They switch off the ball. If we get that ball over that line, Isidore can run on. So not just Isidore, but if we take Mayenda off the bench, who can run? You got Talby, you've got loads of wingers.
Yeah.
And that's one thing what Newcastle struggle with at the moment. Attack of third when players start getting tired.
We had Dan Burn as well. It's absolutely shocking recently for Newcastle.
And obviously, Lewis, you think about Sunderland now, we've got a lot of pacey players. Is that something that might affect your back line a bit? We've got a striker who can run for days. We've got a striker who's got brilliant hold of play. We've got wingers who can run and cut in. Is that something we see as a threat to Newcastle?
Yeah, I can see it.
So what's your... If you can describe your weakness then for Newcastle, what would the weakness be for Newcastle then? Where's your biggest weakness?
Just our players are absolutely knackered already.
So you just think it's just tiredness?
Yeah, it is. It's already caught up to us already.
All right, Brad. I'm going to have to slightly a little bit disagree. Tiredness is in there. But do I think it is? It's arrogance in some of the players that they have. It's because I'm going to be bluntly saying this now. If someone went 1-0 up or 2-0 up, how many times is Bruno going to start kicking off and then screaming in the referee's face? How many times is, let's just say, Anthony Gordon's going to start throwing himself on the ground and all that? It's arrogance and respect of the game. That's what I've got to say. And obviously, Newcastle do not have that value.
No.
But obviously, it was even the past few games when Regis has been interviewed, they said about the team and the composure. And Regis has even admitted that it's pointless arguing with the referee at points. And you see, some of them players, they don't really argue as much. But with the way he puts his hands up at times, Shaka speaks quietly to the referee. That's why it's the two different captains of Bruno and Shaka coming against each other. Shaka, the calm, level-headed, easy-going player who's done it all before, who's lived it all, to Bruno Guimaraes, who's youngish, about 26, 27, with a little bit of a temper on him. That's what's going to make the Derby Day classic.
Yeah.
Is it experienced versus the unexperienced captain? Or the unexperienced young players of Sunderland against the Premier League experienced players who've had miles from different teams. And that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
In how many years Newcastle rinsed it must have been in the lower divisions. We come back, we responded well so far. And the Derby day comes up and Newcastle starts saying, "Oh, we're going to send you back down."
Yeah, I know.
But it was the Newcastle fans who wanted us back up, so they could have Derby day because I think they were going to get easy 3 points. It's not an easy 3 points. It's not an easy 3 points. Never.
Apparently Newcastle fans were writing us off saying, "Oh, we're going to get relegated by Christmas."
To be fair, I was one of them saying you were going to get relegated, but not by Christmas. Not by Christmas.
No.
Mind you, we do not have relegation in our cards. We've got a hell of a January coming up.
We're probably going to buy players in January as well, aren't we?
To be honest, right, Newcastle speculated only have a link with one person. One person linked with Newcastle. There's the same player that someone's after, Matteo Guendouzi.
Guendouzi, yeah.
But Sunderland's been speculated with 5 players already, but only 3 of them to sign. So what's the areas, Brad, that you would say that we need to improve on in January?
Obviously, if Dan Neil goes, another central midfielder for him.
Do you think Guendouzi is that right player then to fit in that midfield? Because I don't.
Do you think who? Sorry, Who do you think? Sorry,
Matteo Guendouzi. Do you think is that replacement for Neil? Do you think we need to aim younger but better?
Yeah, we need to aim younger, but obviously we need to learn from this and obviously look at more better quality and better.
There's a player who I've been really watching in Europe and within Ajax. Is that midfielder Kenneth Taylor? He looks like a right player for if we would get someone like him. He looks good, but again, where would he put in? You know what I mean? Where we've got players, we've got Diarra coming back, Dan Neil's there, Riggs there. We struggle. We're struggling to play players. We're struggling.
Yeah.
But the question mark is, right, I'm going to ask people in the comments and obviously people on here. Masuaku is going out on loan. Do we see more of Serkin on the bench soon?
Yes.
So I think Serkin ideally will be playing a lot more. And I think we will see Serkin in the Derby game on the bench. I really see that.
He is fit to play. That's what Reggie says, so you have to wait and see.
Reggie has been watching with the under-21 games as well. So I think that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So obviously, Brad, I think we're coming up to that hour mark where we're still speaking about our predicted lineups and scores.
It is. We start speaking about our predicted lineups and score predictions and stuff like that. It's about that.
Well, Lewis is busy sorting his little bum fluff out on his face with his little thing there. Right, we'll start talking about Sunderland's lineups, yeah? Obviously, the predicted lineup so far might be a 5-4-1 or a 4-2-3-1. Which one would you rather go for, Brad?
I want to play back four for a change, to be honest. I want to see that happen.
So what would your start lineup then be, Brad?
Robert Roos in goal, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll have Alderete and Ballard, centre backs.
Yeah.
Right back, I'll go for Mukiele.
Yeah.
Left back, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Centre midfield, I'll go Xhaka and Siddiqui.
Yeah.
The 3, I will go with Enzo Lefebvre in the middle, number 10 role in his position. Left mid, I'll go Talby. Right mid, I'll go Bertrand Traore. And up front, I'll go with Isidore.
And what would your bench be?
Patterson.
Yeah.
You, Serkin, Neil, Rig, Brobby, Mienda.
Where's Gertruda?
Oh, hi, Gertruda. Oh, I couldn't leave him out, really. Come on.
Right, honestly, God, that's a decent lineup, Brad. It really is.
Yeah.
So my lineup would be Roos in goal, obviously, Mukiele right, and on the left, Ronaldo. Centres is Ballard and Alderete, I agree with. Midfield is Xhaka and Siddiqui. Playing that at number 10 is Enzo. On the wide right, I'll play Traore, like what you said. On the left, Talby, 100%. And up top, I want to stop Robbie.
So pretty much you're predicting the same lineup other than Robbie.
Yeah, and on the bench, this is where you might be shocked. On the bench, I'd have Patterson, definitely. Katrina. And to be honest, right, not going to lie, I'm going to go with might go with a fullback of Hume and Serkin. And on the bench, I want to see Diarra. Even if he doesn't come on, I want to see him on. I want to see Rig on there. And I want to see Adingra, Mienda. And Isado.
That's not bad either. That's solid.
You know, so when you think about what I just done there, I got Mienda, Isado, and then I got 2 white players on the bench. I'm pushing a 4-4-2 near the end of the game.
Yeah. Lewis, what's your predicted game
for Newcastle?
You done the team?
You did, didn't you? You already did it before.
We're going to go through your full lineup and your bench then.
I can't be bothered anymore. Because it's hard to tell. Who knows? But I'm just quite happy whatever happens and that.
Right. Anyways, let's move on to score predictions before we kind of finish and wrap up.
So first of all, we'll go with our guest first this time, the Geordie in the Jaffa Cake shirt.
Lewis York. Come on, Lewis, what's your score prediction? Whoa.
I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Right, Brad. You know the crap. It's a score and a predicted event. What might happen in the game?
Predicted event.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and there's going to be 2 red cards in the game.
Okay, right.
Who do you think is going to get red carded then?
Bruno's going to get sent off in that game.
Who else do you think?
Shaka as well. I think that the 2 captains will get sent off.
Both captains, you reckon?
I don't think Shaka will get booked because Shaka's quite calm.
I think if it was a red card for us, I think Siddiqui.
Really?
Yeah.
But what's your score prediction then, Brad?
Score prediction, I'm going 2-0 Sunderland.
2-0. Goal scorers?
2-0. Goal scorers? I want to see Enzo get on that score sheet so I don't upset Shannon this time.
And me, because I've got an Enzo to face Sunderland away top now.
Yeah. I want Enzo to score. I want Enzo to score. And also I want... You know what? I want Granit Xhaka to score. I want them to score some point in that game.
Right. In my turn of events, so the first half's going to be coming off 0-0, yeah? Second half, Sunderland's dominating in possession. Ball's played in the box. Then Robbie gets brought down in the box by Shaw. Shaw sent off. For yellow card, Shaw. Sunderland get a penalty. Lefay scores.
1-0.
Then on a corner piece, it's going to be a tussle and guaranteed a red card from that. And I'm going to say Bruno Guimaraes gets sent off. And I'll say Siddiqui getting a yellow card within the same altercation or Mukwele, one of them two. Then later in the game, Sun scores second. And it's going to be a nice reveal take around the goalkeeper, Wilson Isado. Ball's played over, Wilson's run through. So then his lesson, he dummies right, goes to the left this time, and then places it past Ramsdale. 2-0. Then Sunderland, right in the dying minutes, gives away a penalty in the last 1 minute of added time. Newcastle get that penalty and score 2-1.
2-1?
So I'm going to think it's going to be 2-1. Newcastle score right in the dead of the game, where they can't get back, but they score that 1 goal. But Sunderland will still get the 3 points. And anyhow, we'll get all the boos in the world from Newcastle fans. And Newcastle fans have to stay back at the end of the game because they have to take in the loss as Sunderland fans celebrate and dance while they're leaving. Because that's the safety protocols put in place.
Wait, do Newcastle have to stay back?
Yeah, they have to stay back after.
I thought there wasn't any rules about that this time.
Because we can make our own way there.
I thought,
No, it's not now. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's changed. Do you know what he's getting on metros? It's fun. Regardless of where they're going on. Regardless on the.
You going on mute?
Cut off. You're on mute. You either cut off or you're on mute. I think it's because of our phone call.
2 seconds.
Oh, there you go. It worked.
Yep. I'm back. I went on the audio bit. But Newcastle is going to get police escort on metros and public transport. You cannot go on any transportation. Can't we get the right word out? Transportation, yeah, thank you, Brad. You can't get the same ones as any person in a red and white shirt.
Wow.
So you will be segregated from us.
Okay.
And that's why you're staying back.
So they're going to stay back at the end of the game, actually, in their away end. Where we
For
have
the
to
pacing,
go.
yeah. If any Newcastle fans try leaving early or anything like that, the police or security will keep them in the stands area or keep them in the concourse area until safe to go.
I think that's quite good, guys. Yeah,
But that's basically because of purely of safety of Sunderland fans. After a group of Newcastle fans has been mentioned on social media of bringing flares and also bringing, substances, illegal substances to take before games.
Well, if they bring flares and stuff, they'll be banned from the ground because we can't bring them in.
It's not right. It's easy, and I'm going to say it's in case someone does work in security, right? Guys, you're patting them down, but you don't check under the underwear.
Yeah.
Get in the steering, you start investing in metal detectors. Or smoke detector stuff.
Get a sniffer dog?
They do, but guess what? They can't smell it when it's next to your arse crack, can't they? When your arse smells of farts and shit.
Yeah, good point.
Someone's done it before, we've done it to our own. Like we brought flares outside and inside. Remember when we were doing the promotion, Brad? All that red smoke?
Yep.
That was from our own fans. Wasn't the club?
Not one against Coventry, wasn't it? When we were mad outside.
Yeah, and also brought inside because people smuggled them up the arse or in the underwear.
Oh, guess sometimes do. Give them to the children because the children don't get searched.
It's not that. Do you know what the best thing what people do? Tend to do? They put it in bags where food is.
Yep.
Like if you had a bag with chocolate buttons on top of that and just show that it's just chocolate buttons, the dog sniffs it, they can't smell that. They smell the chocolate.
Yep.
Common sense. But anyways, if anyone is watching, please take safety protocols in precaution in the derby game. Yeah. Don't cause any altercation. Don't be a dick. Even though Newcastle are arrogant tossers, well, some of them are, not all of them. Sorry, Lewis.
No, I'm not one of them.
Lewis is a nice guy.
But if you do come across an arrogant Geordie, guys, turn your other cheek. Not worth a response. They really aren't. Sunderland fans, if you want to cause altercation, may as well just go to the other side of the water and cause it there. Don't bring any stress of cohesion towards, our local communities of the police officers and the NHS. Don't stress them out, guys. It's a football game. I love the tension. I love the argument. I like the fighting. And I like people getting very confrontational about it. But don't start going to the point where you're attacking each other in violence.
Because
please, Newcastle fans, if you see a horse, don't punch it.
Yeah, if you see a horse, don't fucking punch it. Yeah.
And by the way, and before we clarify anything, before us saying, punching horses and apparently race dragging seagulls, yeah? Let you know, that guy wasn't wearing a Sunderland top. He was wearing a hoodie. Underneath that, in the investigation, he was wearing a black and white shirt. He was a Geordie who lived in Sunderland.
Wow.
So the Geordies are the seagull fuckers. But mind you, though, the Seagulls Brighton fucked them over many times, so, I think they're just trying to get their own way back.
Yeah. Anyways, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And from me, goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye to everyone, Lewis.
Bye. Enjoy
goodbye,
the match.
Lewis. And our co-host, Lee Farrell. Say goodbye to everyone, Lee.
Right, fuck the Mags. Let's get 3 points. Sorry, Lewis, for bringing the controversy on this, right? And let's just peg them arrogant joys in you arsehole. Get that strap on and shove it up the arse. Right? How are the lads? Sign out, Brad. How are the lads?
Come on, lads! Come on!
How are the lads?